What's up, guys, and welcome to another video of Dev Talks with your host Travian, where we talk about everything engineering technology wise. And in this video, we're going to talk about more AI stuff, but also the potential jobs that could be created from it. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let's dive in.
Welcome back. Artificial intelligence getting a lot of the blame for mounting white-collar layoffs. But for what's being dubbed the world's fastest-growing company, AI is the reason you'll be hired. Mercor is offering to pay industry experts an average of $85 an hour to train AI models to perform like humans. It's a business that's attracted big backers like Peter Thiel and Jack Dorsey. Joining me now is the co-founder and CEO of Mercor, Brendan Foodie. Brendan, great to have you. Thanks so much for being with us this weekend.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on, Maria.
Well, big corporations are admitting AI is the reason for a lot of the layoffs that we've been seeing. So how do you respond to critics who say you're part of the problem, employing people to train their replacements?
Well, I think with every revolution in history, we've seen some job displacement that happens and automating away farmers and the Industrial Revolution and textile manufacturers. And same with the computer revolution, automating away people that were doing monotonous jobs in BPOs. But there's also all of these new job categories that are being created. And we're focused on exactly that, of how do we, scale up the amount of people that are able to teach AI in this enormous new job category that's growing quickly and now allowing us to pay out over $1.5 million a day to people all around the world, but especially in the US.
Yeah, but I mean, you're looking to do what? You want humans to train the models so that they could actually replace the humans?
Yeah, but maybe a good way of thinking about it is that when we automate 50% of a person's job, I believe we'll just allow them to do 2 times more. Maybe a good analogy is to the software revolution, where you could have said that once a software engineer writes code for a given task, you can run that code and they no longer need to write it again. But what ended up playing out was that there was an infinite amount of things to do. And so when we made people more productive and we allowed these higher and better uses of knowledge work, we were able to just do dramatically more. And I think this.
Let me just stop him right there. Okay? The beginning part, he is 100% correct for, as far as when he talked about automating farmers, textiles, all of that stuff. We've talked about that a lot on this channel. We get it. A lot of jobs and industries with revolutions and things like that, and with certain growth, you're going to lose out on that kind of stuff, and there has to be a shift, right? But in another standpoint, they're not going to want any average Joe to be hired in to train their model, right? The way that they're making it seem, in a sense, is, before I get to a software engineering point, is that anybody could just come in and just act like a human to train it, and I'll be there 8 hours a day every single time. That doesn't make sense to me. In a large scale of things, that just does not make sense to me. So what does make sense to me, though, is, hey, you already have AI engineers that are developing these models. They're working on any errors and things like that. Why can't they train the models as well too? He's talking about making them more productive and they get less things to do. And this is what ties into his engineering portion. He talks about, hey, they already did half their job. It frees up a lot of time. They're more productive. Now they have time to train models now too. So why are they over hiring and getting a bunch of people to train the models individually when they can just have their engineers that are actually experts in AI do it instead? That's what I want to ask. That's the first thing that I would sit here and ask. The second thing, when he talked about, hey, this a software engineer, but he did bring up there's an infinite amount of things to do. But yeah, when a software engineer finishes a work, there's 2 things that can happen, right? I'm gonna say there's 2 things that can happen, right, with that specific work. One, everything can be good with the work. It's long standing until it becomes a legacy pipeline that needs to be decommissioned, or anything like that, a legacy system that needs to be decommissioned later when new decisions and stuff have been made. or this is the big portion right here. It can fail, it can break, something can happen with it, and the person has to come back to it. Whenever we finish work, in that sense, you have to you have to check on it, make sure it's good. You have to update it consistently, especially as it's running. It's going to break sometime in the future, but when you're done, you just have another thing to work on, and then you work on something else, and you work on something else, and then when you are, in a sense, quote unquote, running out of things to work on, you look at what you've done, and you're like, how can we make this better? What are we using to make this better? Any way to make this better, more efficient? You see certain errors, how can we get out of this? And scope, and you build upon it. So in a sense, yes, there's infinite stuff to do, but also it's not always as cut and dry of, hey, we're freed up more. That's not how that AI completing certain work. I don't think it's freeing up more in a sense of that actual work aspect. I think it's more on the time saving stuff of maybe writing some code, in a sense, maybe being able to help with error debugging and stuff through a sense. Maybe certain auto generating templates and things that you need for more busier work. And it's kind of like little stuff like that where it takes us a bit longer in a day to day. There's certain processes and things that may do it, but I'm not sure he just explained it in the best way. And maybe if you guys don't understand where I'm going with it, I could try to explain it even further in another video or something. But that's kind of my take on it of after hearing him speak and things.
The same will play out with AI. We'll do these incredible things of curing cancer and going to Mars because the productivity improvements will lift all boats.
And when do you expect we will realize these incredible efficiencies and developments that you're referring to? I mean, Jensen Huang was with me a few weeks ago, and he told me that he's expecting trillions of dollars to be going into the AI infrastructure build out. How much money do you expect companies will continue to spend? And, when do you expect a return on investment?
Well, so I think, first of all, every indicator we're seeing is that all of the hyperscalers are getting even more aggressive with trying to invest in AI, because their largest fear in defending multi-trillion-dollar market caps is that they fall behind in AI and they're not able to effectively capitalize on that technology. So investing many billions of dollars or even tens and hundreds of billions of dollars makes a lot of sense for them in that context. The second thing is that we're seeing enormous ROI already in a variety of ways associated with improving the efficiency of their full-time employees, as well as a lot of their customers.
We've been talking about AI replacing jobs, but what are the jobs that will be created as a result of AI, in your view?
Well, so the new job category that we're creating is training models and agents how to automate a given job. We believe that in the future, instead of a customer support representative redundantly responding to 100 tickets, they're going to create an eval or a rubric to teach an AI agent, how to do that job or task, similar to the way that they would train one of their colleagues to do that job. And that's going to be this enormous new category for how we improve models and also have higher and better use for the jobs that people might be doing right now, but not want to be doing because they're able to do even higher level things within their companies.
Yeah. How do I put this? Yeah, basically they're training people to replace them. And a lot of other companies, I think he's just making it seem nice for his own company to kind of stand out and kind of get on the news to bring more attention to his company, because I don't think most of the companies dealing with AI are going to be hiring a subgroup of people to train their job away, their specific job away. Maybe the experts in their company, the AI experts or the AI engineers in their company, go out into the different departments and ask them how their positions work, and they figure out how to build upon their AI models and tools based on the information that they're given and stuff that they're able to learn off of. But it's tricky. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. If you have any suggestions, send me an email at devtalkspod@gmail.com. Links are all in the description down below. Without further ado, peace and see y'all next time.